I'm going all in.
Fold. Fold.
Great heavens, I won!
You cheated!
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Guys,
Do
come
something
on,
about
let's
that.
stop. Leave it. Stop, leave it.
Hey! Get out! We got travelers coming.
Sorry about that, folks, but welcome to a Wild West saloon.
Come on in. You probably traveled a long way. Sit down and have a drink.
And while we're sipping on a whiskey, we will tell you fascinating stories about the West and the real cowboys.
By the end of our tales, you might even want to become one.
That's right, we shouldn't waste any more time. Our first story takes place in Flagstaff, where the talented Jose lives and creates handmade original cowboy hats.
Did you know, dear travelers, that while a cowboy hat is the most recognized attire, it went through different shapes and sizes to suit its owners better?
That's right, we have shapes like the cattleman, the gambler, and so many more.
Don't spoil everything. Let's hear more about it from our wonderful storyteller, Joanna and Jose himself.
Out in the wild, wild west, a cowboy hat is strongly needed. The one I'm wearing right now wouldn't hold up very well in the strong sun, brisk wind, and other weather possibilities like rain and snow here in northern Arizona. In order to get the real thing, we have to go visit extraordinary hat maker Jose Maria Martinez at his custom hat making studio. Let's go! Jose actually works in the garage of his house, full of materials and tools used for crafting handmade hats. I walked in like any other client.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, how about you?
Good, good. So, what are you thinking for?
I was thinking about something maybe more round, like this one.
Okay. Okay. This one is open crown. There's no crease in it.
Jose made me try some hats to see which one fits my style the best. From there, I had to decide the color of the felt, which is the base of the hat. What would fit? Maybe black as it's easier to style.
You pick a sweatband that goes inside, and then we could also pick out the silk that goes inside the hat.
He carefully took my head measurements using a special tool created just for this.
Basically, this will go on your head and it'll take the shape of your head. And from there, I'll make a block, which is your head shape, and then I would use that as the final shaping of the hat.
Even though he grew up on a ranch, he decided to pursue fashion photography, which led him to becoming a craftsman in hat making.
Well, my father was a rancher and a cowboy, and he used to always wear a cowboy hat, and he would hand down his old cowboy hats to me, so I've always had an affinity for like Western cowboy hats. I went to school for photography and was a fashion photographer for many years, 20 years. One time I was in Santa Fe, New Mexico, in a hat shop with one of my stylists that I worked with, and I was looking at some new hats, and she said, I bet you can make your own hat. And kind of a light went off, and I was like, yeah, maybe I could try and do that.
He doesn't necessarily think of himself as a cowboy, but he definitely has a connection with this culture, and he appreciates their principles and gives some great advice to people who want to follow in his footsteps.
I would say maybe in regards to the work ethic and just being kind of gritty and do it yourself. You know, like if there's something that needs to be done, I prefer to do it myself if I'm capable. In that respect, I do consider myself kind of similar to the Western culture. You have to be passionate about what you're doing, whether it's making hats or photography or whatever it is. If you don't love it, then you're not going to do it with pride and do it to your best ability.
Well, Jose definitely has a beautiful story and great talent and passion. Now I have an authentic Western hat. This was it, folks. Remember, keep your heads up and your hats on for the next Western adventure. See you next time, cowboys.
Ugh, Darius, I really want one of those hats for myself.
Well, you can get one. However, it would cost you like $750. But you would have it forever, though.
That's right. But now that we have our hats ready, I have a question for you, dear travelers. What is the one thing cowboys can't live without?
Oh, I know. Horses, of course.
Correct. Our friend Demi went up with Jim at their ranch in Sedona, who both is a cowboy and a horseman.
I wonder what the difference is between the two of them. So let's find out.
We're here in Sedona together with Jim Moore at his cowboy boot camp. And today he's going to tell me all about horsemanship.
And I'm going to put her on the back of this horse, and if she falls off, she promised not to cry.
I can't promise you anything, Jim.
Everywhere I go, I'm always dressed up as a cowboy. I always have the hat, the Wrangler jeans, the boots. And people always talk to me. They always address me as Cowboy Jim. I'm proud to be a cowboy, but I'd rather be known as a horseman because I've seen a lot of cowboys that can't ride.
At the ranch, I met Karen, who is one of Jim's returning boot campers. Jim has helped her to overcome her fear of riding horses.
I actually found Jim online, and when I read about his philosophy and his method, his approach to teaching people, teaching you about the horse, proper handling and care, more from a compassionate perspective and forming a relationship with the horse, that really attracted me.
What I try to do is I want to give you the reasons why I do things. I don't just take it because somebody told me to do it.
I also met Craig, who is the head wrangler on Jim's ranch.
So when people ask what's the difference between a cowboy and a horseman, a cowboy looks at a horse as a tool. A horseman is trying to establish a relationship with a horse. And it's not that you can't be both a horseman and a cowboy, but I think for me the horseman is kind of the higher aspiration of how I want to think about my relationship with a horse.
I got into the whole cowboy lifestyle. I mean, even when I was little, I've got photos of me, and I had my little six guns. I had my cowboy hat and my boots. So I always have had that passion. There you go.
So how do I start?
I don't know, just give it a shot. Okay, so anyway.
Where's the whiskey?
All right, grab hold of the reins.
These, yes.
Okay.
Where
Put
do you
your
hold
left
here?
foot right here,
Mm-hmm.
and then go.
Okay.
Okay? My job is to keep you safe. I always ask my students the same question. What's my job? Keep you safe.
It didn't take very long before I felt comfortable again, mainly because of Jim and his methods. He makes you feel very, very safe.
Now just go, see if you can go all the way around
Okay.
without stopping.
Well, that's up to him.
No, you're the rider. You're the leader. He's got to trust you. He's got to do what you ask him to do. So what I like to tell people is sitting on the back of a horse is easy. Riding is hard.
It's a small loop, okay?
Look at that. And he stopped.
He did, yeah.
Right. And you didn't hardly pull back on the reins at all. Before, you were way back here to get him to stop.
Yeah.
Now walk forward, give him a place to go. Nice. Good job. Actually, you did very well for your first time on a horse.
Thank you.
How'd you like it?
I liked it, actually. So Jim, thank you so much for having us here. I really had a great time and I feel much more comfortable around horses now, so thank you. Yeah.
Well, that's how we do it at Cowboy Boot Camp.
Wow, I never knew there was a difference between a cowboy and a horseman.
There definitely is. But Darius, do you know what cowboys like to do in their free time?
Well, I bet they like to have a beer. Or two. Or three.
They also love dancing on live music. Do you dance, Darius?
Well, I sometimes like to dance, but only after a drink. Or two. Or three.
Let me teach you. Evan is here, and he's going to play a country song just for us.
Ooh, Evan!
Ooh. But first, we're gonna learn a little dance. Are you ready?
Well, I haven't had drinks yet, but I will try.
You're fine. You're fine. Okay, so how we're gonna start is you step with your right foot out. Yes, then you cross back.
Cross back.
Yes, you open again with your right, and then you clap and you put your feet together.
Clap as well?
Yes.
I'm a man. Come on, I cannot do that.
Yes, you can. I believe in you. And then you do the same on the left.
Okay.
So open with your left.
Open.
Yes, good. Cross.
Cross.
Open again.
Open again.
And then put your feet together again and clap.
And clap.
Yeah, see, easy, no?
It's doable. It's
Yeah,
doable.
exactly. Okay, and then the next step is you go with your right foot out and with your heel out. And then you hop and you switch to the other side,
So
like that.
Irish jiggy.
Yes, right, great. And then you go back again.
Back again.
And you hit one more time.
One more time.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want to put that together? Can you do that?
Okay, I'm gonna try.
Yeah, no, it's easy. You can do it.
Okay.
Okay. Hit it, Evan.
Okay.
5, 6, 7, 8. Out, cross, open, up. Out, cross, open, up. Hit, 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 hit.
Okay.
Yeah, see?
That's
Easy.
doable.
Easy.
That's doable.
So we're already halfway through. So only 2 more steps.
There's more?
There's more.
Oh, I don't know about that.
You're doing great though.
Okay.
So I call this the horse kick. So can you kick like a horse or?
How does a horse kick? Does it go?
No. But so how you do the horse kick is you lean on your right leg and you like hop like that and you step back.
Do a little
so,
do it as well?
No. You don't have to do that.
Oh, okay.
But so you hop like that. So on your right foot and kick back with your left. Step back and you do it another time. Whoop.
Okay.
Yes, okay. If you want, you can do that.
Okay, I will.
If that helps.
That helps me remind it, you know?
Yeah. And then after that, the last step.
There's more?
Yes. I call this the tornado.
We have that as well.
Yeah, exactly. See, and so you step out on your right.
Okay.
There's a lot of stepping on your right and left. And then you turn.
I turn.
Yes, like that.
Okay.
And then you turn back.
Again? Okay.
Yes, again. And then you clap together.
Not a clap.
Yes.
Okay.
And is that, do you know?
Yeah.
Yes, and then you do that back on your left.
Okay.
So you step out on your left.
And I don't, okay.
Yeah, you turn over. And then you open again. And then you clap together.
Hope I don't get dizzy.
Yeah. And that's everything already.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you want to do it on music? Hit
Yeah,
it.
sure. I can try.
Hit it, Evan. 5, 6, 7, 8. Open, cross, open, clap. Open, cross, open, clap. Hit, 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 hit. Horse kick, horse kick. Tornado and clap. Tornado and clap. Yes! You're doing great.
Thank you. I want to do it again though, because
Yeah.
it can be better. I need to prove people at home that I can do it better.
Yes,
Come on.
okay, another time. Okay. 5, 6, 7, 8. Open, cross, open, clap. Open, cross, open, clap. Kick, 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 kick. Hop,
Oh.
hop. Tornado.
Tornado.
Clap,
Tornado.
and
Clap.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, you can do it better though.
I can do
believe
better?
in you.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. One more time then. Okay,
Yes.
sure.
5, 6, 7, 8. Open, cross, open, clap. Open, cross, open. Hit, 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 hit. Jump. Tornado and clap. Tornado and clap.
Oh,
Yes!
Wow. At least I had fun. So
Me too.
I want to thank Evan. Thank you very much for providing live music.
Yes.
And back at home, we're going to the commercials. So get a drink, and I will see you later.
talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars. Really tall. I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands? Yes. You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Oh, amazing, Diaries. That was so much fun.
It really was, but I do need that drink right now.
Yeah.
But I think that our dear travelers are ready for another story, though. There are so many aspects to a cowboy's and a cowgirl's life.
You bet. Let's ready our horses and visit the Flagstaff Pro Rodeo, where our female crew visited the women in rodeo.
When you think of rodeo, what do you see? Aggressive bulls, speeding horses? But what about women? Are women in rodeo just about glittery outfits, shiny hair, and flawless makeup? The Pro Rodeo in Flagstaff, Arizona proves that women not only represent beauty, but also strength, courage, and passion. Meet Pro Rodeo Queen Trinity, who was put on a horse the moment she was born, and knows what it means to be a woman in rodeo at its core.
The struggles I've encountered getting into rodeo, it kind of goes around to most women, I think. You kind of have to earn your place. There's places in rodeo, that's not meaning you start at the bottom. Some people start at the middle just because of where their family's at, like an inherited thing, just because of what they represent. Others, you may not look the way that people think you should, so you get kind of pushed off to the side until you can prove yourself. But I found that mainly with women, it's how people perceive you a little bit more, and I think that's why you get a lot more of the flashy looks and the kind of, not necessarily comical, but the really light-hearted athleticism.
Rodeo queens can get the stereotype of like they're just there to like sit and look pretty and that like they don't know how to ride and stuff, but all of us really work hard.
These women went into rodeo and chased their dreams in the arena, but what surely inspired them to stay, to wake up every day, to train tirelessly, and to challenge the stereotypes.
I built that for my kids because that's what was important. It wasn't winning the belt buckles. It was getting them there in the dirt with the animals, with the family that's rodeo. And it's a connection that you don't get anywhere else.
It's the little girls that like to interact with the rodeo queens and just being like somebody that they look up to.
It's the lightness in the arena. It's to make, the kids be like, oh, I want to be, I want to be like that. I want to have a horse too. It's about representing our rodeo.
Do rodeo queens represent the rodeo solely through their own efforts? Queening includes horsemanship, which is much more than just riding horses. It's also about the deep bond that forms between the rider and the horse. What makes this connection so special? And how does this connection influence who they are as humans?
It breeds integrity, responsibility, so many different morals and attributes that just make a good human is what comes into the ranch life.
Every single horse has a different personality. They're pretty much people. She gets impatient very quickly. So she will sit there and she will dig a hole into the ground. You can see it. There's a giant dip in the ground right here. That's kind of her personality.
And so she had to ride these horses that bucked and took off on her and drug her through trees. But when you get your kids a horse like that, they learn how to ride better. It humbles them in the sport as well.
Just having the companionship with the horses and being like as one. It's not like two things like working against each other, like you guys need to bond together and work together in order to make anything.
I like making the memories with her because most people see a horse. I see my best friend that carries me everywhere.
Really, it doesn't seem that big and that special until you saw Trinity, until you get up like your horse's face and you just put your face next to hers, and then the reality hits that this is just so special. There is nothing like being in that arena. There is, with the dust and the bulls kicking and just the crowd there and all the energy, there is There's nothing like it. It's completely just a game of its own.
And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Oh, what a heartwarming story.
It sure was. But I didn't know that you can do tricks like that on a horse. But our time together, dear travelers, is slowly coming to an end. But I have one last story to tell you guys. So grab your paintbrushes and let's visit artist Bill Anton.
Man and animal under the dome of the sky, with the light influencing every muscle and piece of hide and hair, and the glint on the chaps, and all of that is what I'm really after.
At the foot of Granite Mountain, Prescott, I met with Bill Anton, an artist preserving the spirit of true cowboys. Originally from Chicago, Bill developed a strong passion for the West after a family vacation when he was 7 years old. He spent the next 12 years trying to get back, and eventually moved to Flagstaff for his studies.
I did not realize at the time I would never go back, but I never did.
Back then, Bill thought he would become a cowboy, but he found his true calling instead.
Learning something about painting and drawing was more important to me because I knew that's where I was going to make or break a career. It was going to be with a brush, not with a rope.
For over 40 years, Bill has been capturing the real cowboy lifestyle through his paintings. He learned from the pioneers who shaped the Western art culture in the 50s.
Some of the early mentors that I had early in my career that were teaching at Scottsdale Artist School, they used to work in Hollywood. And they designed sets for big producers like John Ford and all of these really well-known people. And they would paint scenes as, here's how you should set up your shot, Mr. Ford. And then when they found out, hey, the West is hot, the West is interesting, people like the West, I want to start painting the West. They broke off from that and became fine artists, easel painters.
Bill is known for his unique style, combining figure, landscape, and equine.
You try not to paint anything you haven't done yourself, or at least seen done, and if it was done correctly. Cowboys are very sensitive to being portrayed doing something that they wouldn't do on a ranch. You try to do this so that it is honoring to them and their profession and how they do things, but also gets the flavor of the West into it. Most of what you see on TV is nothing like what a real cowboy is. They are farriers, they are vets, they are animal husbandry experts, and I think beyond that too, they just have to want to do this because it's a very difficult, hard life, and it doesn't pay anything.
While his career has been rewarding, his path was marked with self-doubt and fear for the future.
I became very, very pragmatic in terms of how am I going to be able to keep painting? That's the number one thing. If I had to go out and get a regular job, I would stop learning. And if I stopped learning, I wouldn't be able to do this.
When facing these obstacles, only one thing kept him painting.
You have to have a supportive spouse. You have to. Because if Peggy was not on board with this, I wouldn't be able to do it.
I think we have a very close relationship. I was able to be home with kids, and he was too, because the studio's at the home. So he could come down and be a huge part of their life when they were growing up.
Watching every second of their growing up, it was magical. I get choked up just saying it. It was like Christmas every morning around here when they were little.
Bill acknowledges his family as a reason for his success. Thanks to them, he is still painting today. To my surprise, he keeps himself grounded, and he carries the same love he's had for the West since he was a child.
I'm just a painter. I'm a guy who paints cowboys.
What a beautiful story, Diaries.
It sure was. Bill is such an inspiration. But, dear travelers, all good things must come to an end.
We hope you have enjoyed our fascinating cowboy stories and learned a bit more about the true West. And now, you also know Diaries can dance without any drinks.
We hope to see you again in our Wild West Saloon.
Have a good night.